What's up, people? This is your boy, Main Event Primetime TV, back at it with another video. Now, I want to get this off my chest. I don't want to, harp or talk about this, topic no more. I just want to move on from it. I just want this shit to have a conclusion and an ending in a serious matter. Whether it's, somebody putting this motherfucker, excuse my language, to jail, or somebody putting a bullet through his forehead, which this video is not gonna get monetized anyway, and there's gonna be barely people watching it. So I'm just gonna be raw about this, and I'm just gonna and if I cuss or say anything that's gonna make y'all feel uncomfortable, your discretion is advised, I guess. I don't think there's going to be, children that's going to be watching this. There's a lot of children on the internet, which children shouldn't be on the internet, especially with this topic I'm going to talk about. But, so I'm going to talk about this whole EDP documentary, video. So, there was this YouTuber this documentary person named Mike Clum, and he made a documentary about this guy. He's this, his name is Boogie something something. Now, the only reason why I know about this Boogie person, because, there was a YouTuber, what was his name? Presidor. I think he, went by Quantel Bishop at the time, because his, first channel got yeeted because he got into some controversy with, what's the name? The Arab YouTuber Fusi, I think his name is FusiTube or something, and his channel got yeeted or whatever, and he made content about Boogie, and this Mike Clum person made a documentary about this Boogie character, and I didn't watch the Boogie documentary, because I won't say care about it, but yeah, I don't really care and really don't know the details about the Boogie situation. But with this other person made a documentary about what y'all see in the thumbnail, I care more about. Now, I want to move on from this situation now. I wasn't planning, to make a video about this, but I need to get this off my chest. I also made a community post about this that I had nothing to say about it, because, I feel like with this documentary, I feel like it's dramatic, which of course it's dramatic because of the topic, but it's dramatic in a satirical way. They're treating EDP like he's some sort of fictional, like Thanos, or he's a Kamen Rider villain, or he's a Super Sentai / Power Rangers villain, or they're treating him like an anime villain. They're treating him like a comic book villain like Marvel or DC. I think I mentioned Thanos, or Darkseid from DC, or they're treating him like Doctor Doom or whoever. They're treating him like he's a villain. And it's really funny how they mention, I know EDP was a wrestling fan, when he was doing YouTube before the allegations, before the sting operations. He did make a lot of wrestling content, but he said that his favorite thing about wrestling was NWO, especially NWO Wolfpack. So if y'all don't know what NWO or NWO Wolfpack is, because there's a lot of young people watching this, they were a wrestling group in the 90s when WWE and WCW was in war at the time, the two companies. There was NWO and there was D-Generation X. D-Generation X was with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and the NWO was with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Hulk Hogan. And I think there was a lot of situations where the NWO, they split up to two different factions or multi-factions or whatever. And this is like I said, WCW, especially in their later years, they fell off, especially because of WWE. They was freaking the Attitude Era, Stone Cold, The Rock, and they had like all these superstars and stuff, and WCW couldn't keep up with WWE. So like I was shocked, but also like weird weird out because like EDP never mentioned Triple H was his favorite wrestler. Like it's like looking back at his old videos, like he never mentioned. I mean, he did mention Triple H. Like, I mean, of course he was because he was an Attitude Era wrestler, but like he never mentioned Triple H as his favorite wrestler. Like he never did. Like I think that's what the part that bugged me about the documentary. Like they try to make it seem like EDP's like this. Like I want to say they were trying to make it like him like as a sympathetic figure. Of course they wouldn't do that because he's the things he did, but like they try to make him like a comic book villain and just like the whole Triple H thing. Like it's like especially today where there's a lot of wrestling fans that like don't like Triple H and thinks he's doing behind the scenes with WWE. Like I guess like oh like this documentary almost feels like it's like scripted, no pun intended. Like it's just like it felt like it's so weird. Like it's like all the angles they could have went on, they went on with this angle. And like another thing that really made me feel uncomfortable, like they censored certain words, they censored stuff. Like they censored FAGGOT, the homosexual slur, but they didn't censor the N word. And they like it's just like this documentary was all over the place. Like I said, like oh, like you had like it's like there was a brief moment of this documentary where this one girl was bashing Gideon. And it's like, especially it's ironic because like people was mad at this Gideon character about him like befriending Chet Goldstein and Chet Goldstein being a racist too. And that's like I'm like when did EDP like controversy happened in 2021 and when I left YouTube it's partially because of that. It's because like we coddle these people because oh yeah they did one good thing but they're massive pieces of shit like Gideon and Chet Goldstein. Yes they do good things like catch predators but these are horrible people. Just because they do good things doesn't mean they're good people. A bad person or a horrible person can do one good thing like I'm gonna use this person. I'm not saying they're like this person, but like there was times where Hitler did good things, but people still didn't like him. There was times that Osama bin Laden did good things. People still didn't like him. Like there was a lot of shit with this documentary that I didn't feel comfortable with. Like they used I mean I guess they used Chris Hansen, which is pretty ironic because they're making a movie about him with Robert Pattinson too, and I think it's so weird. Like another thing that weirds me out about not just this documentary, but the whole like culture of social media and the internet is we are, and I'm not saying people is glorifying it, but we are like fantasizing child predators. Like we are giving them these fancy titles like PDF and all this stuff. And it's just like and making it feel uncomfortable. And I get it. I mean, I'm not saying people was praising them, but I feel like it's becoming more and more popular to where it's like there's gonna probably be more predators in the future, and there's gonna be more like controversy and BS with these predator catchers. Like it's almost like what we see in movies and TV shows with serial killers. Like you got TV shows like Dexter where he's a serial killer and he catches the other serial killers. Like we are glorifying, like we are fantasizing crimes, stuff that should be taken seriously. Like this is why social media has like I don't even know. I can't even say since the pandemic or even before the pandemic. Like it's becoming worse with the culture. People is just like like if it's not like people acting like dang NPCs, it's people doing this stuff. Like stuff like this shouldn't be on the internet. And if it is on the internet, it should be taken more seriously. Like, you had people joking and stuff. It's like, you got the Epstein stuff, you got the Andrew Tate stuff, in which it's pretty ironic that I mentioned Andrew Tate, because another thing that they try to fantasize about this documentary was EDP being like a pseudo, like, I'm trying to think of like a character, a fictional character, um, where he like, oh, there's like you know that one character where he has like a list of people that he hates or whatever, a list of people he wants a revenge on. I'm trying to think. Like, there's this one, I forgot. There's this one show. Oh yeah, I think there was an episode of Wayne's Brothers. If y'all don't know what the Wayne's Brothers, it's with Sean and Marlon Wayne's, the same guys that was on the movie White Chicks, which is overrated as fuck. That movie. Um, and there was this one character. He was a Caucasian dude, and like he wanted revenge on like Marlon and Sean. He had like revenge on other people too, so he became an IRS guy, and that's what the vibes I'm getting with this EDP documentary. Like, EDP has a list of all these YouTubers and content creators that he hates, and he also has a list where people he loves, and it's just like, I feel like I said, it should be taken more seriously, but it's gonna be taken in a satirical route. Like, this whole documentary is more satirical than serious. Like, I feel like I said, this documentary like should never. I mean, it should happen, but it should have never happened, because like, I feel like EDP's still gonna go scot free after this. He's gonna not get arrested. People's gonna like, there's gonna be no police officers that's gonna put him in handcuffs. Like, like I said, like, I think the best option for EDP is somebody should like come after him. There should be a person who who doesn't care about getting arrested or whatever, to put like a bullet in his forehead, because he needs it. Because that's the only way this EDP stuff can stop, is if somebody confronts him. And I'm not just meaning confront him for clicks and views and like whatever. Somebody should either beam the fuck up or put a bullet in his forehead. And if this video gets like thrown away, which I don't know if it will, but like I said, it's like I said, this whole documentary, like I said, it's all over the place. Like I said, like there was plenty of stuff I already knew, and there was like maybe under 10% stuff that I didn't know, which made me like, wait, EDP never mentioned that in his like YouTube videos. Like, I wish they, and another thing I wish they couldn't, wish they did. And I get there's people that want nothing to do with EDP. It is what it is. But I wish they could get more people to interview and get their perspective on the EDP stuff, which like people that was associated with EDP, that like before that, like they didn't even have to show their face, or they didn't have to like, oh, like they could have said, oh, anonymous YouTuber or anonymous friend of EDP, and like get their perspective on like Brian, and like, oh, like why it's like, because EDP, the only person that they interviewed was this one friend, which I thought he was an actor, which I could still think he's an actor, maybe. Like, cause like I said, like, who would want something to do with EDP? Who? Like, nobody, especially if they have children. Like, this dude is really just, it's just like, and there's another thing I want to mention. Like, I don't want to like talk. Another thing I want to talk about, because like there's a lot of people that's going to talk about this, and I don't want to be a regurgitator. Like I don't. It's like I said, I want a conclusion, and I want an end game, and I want like an ending to this situation. I just don't want this situation to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's just like people to like treat this man like he's some sort of like some IRL freaking Marvel villain, like some sort of anime villain or whatever. And it's just like, it's pretty sad. Like, this whole documentary was just a shit show. Like, one half is like, oh, they talk about the EDP situation, and they had racist ass Chet Goldstein, and then in the second half they had the idiot Jedion, and Chris Hansen pipe bombing, no pun intended, Skeeter Jean. And then, like, the third half was just all EDP's health situation and his relationships, which, like I said, like, it should also show you the downsides of having a porn addiction, too. Like, that's the three things about why EDP fell. It's because his porn addiction, him clinging on to his character so much, and him not losing weight. And, like, it's just like, and that's what ruined EDP. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the situation. Like I said, if there's gonna be people that's gonna comment, I mean, I really don't care if this video blows up or has 0 views. I really don't give a fuck. Like, I just want to get this off my chest, and I want to move on from it. And there will be other content that's not gonna have nothing to do with this person. And yeah, let's move on from it, and let's hope for a conclusion of the situation to end. All right, I'm out. Peace.